Hi, good morning, and welcome to the ZP Vlog and Podcast. So we like to do a vlog and podcast at the end of the week, just to really kind of wrap up on the news, and things that have happened at ZP during the week. So let me jump straight into it and just give you a quick update and just say um, we are having some regional focused expos at our Scandinavia Centre Summit. So it is getting close now. I think it's sort of approximately 3 weeks to the Scandinavia Census Summit week. Scandinavia Census Summit is really all about digitization for a sustainable future. And this really means from health to wellness to environmental to agriculture to aquaculture, etc. So as part of that, we are having regional, let's say, setups, and one of those includes the Midlands Pavilion. So we are inviting kind of companies and individuals from the Midlands in the UK, I should say, in particular, to come and be part of our pavilion. So that was just a little bit of news from ZP for this week regarding the Scandinavia Census Summit. Now, some other news from ZP for this week as well is we're also doing our Julie Q&A. Now, what does this really mean? Our Julie Q&A means that Julie is our sort of flagship technology when it comes to the storage, analysis, sharing of electrochemical data. Julie is an online cloud database management system, and we're but we're going to do Q&As or questions and answers regarding Julie every week, and we have one next week. So, as I say, Julie, there is a freemium version on Julie. That will really give you a sense of what Julie can do. And I realize actually answering the question, what's freemium versus premium, should really be something that we actually do cover in that particular workshop. So there will be a Julie Q&A. It will be on the 29th of August, and there'll be another one the next week. And I think we may actually go through, I don't want to say confusing, but people will need to know what the difference between premium and freemium really is. We do have also a Q&A on our FoodSense product. So FoodSense is our flagship quality or food quality system. It measures the hotness of chili products or the pungency of ginger products. And every week we intend to have a Q&A about it. For example, we did do one on the 23rd of August, and we answered questions that kind of came in from that. We did talk about the accuracy or the precision or repeatability of FoodSense, and we also talked about what dilution to use with FoodSense. So we're super happy that we're holding this, and we're also super happy with the kind of feedback that we are getting from people. We had a conversation this week with one of our ginger application users. She said, yeah, it's great. It's working just as I expected, which is, it's always pleasant to have that kind of experience. Now, something else as well is at ZP, we're very supportive of, there's a global community that's interested in kind of ZP technologies. India's extremely strong. We've got a really excellent, I would say, a really excellent distributor and in India called Technando. And so we held a workshop this week with Technando talking about biosensors, and it was really quite well attended, and we were delighted to do it. We did in particular mention the EMA potentiostats. EMA potentiostats really solves a problem where it comes to really getting statistically significant results. You do need to do a lot of parallel testing, so we're happy to do that. And we also talked about SPEs, screen printed electrodes, and we obviously just emphasized the point that SPEs, screen printed electrodes, are really as close as an R&D person can get when it comes to making an IVD, and we talked about that. And actually, somebody did ask about noise in their voltammetry experiments, and I said, look, it's probably just a poor connection. I think I'm right, actually, because we never really get any noise in our experiments, and so noise will either come from poor connection, or noise will actually come from having will either come from poor connection or actually can sometimes be mains electricity. But the mains electricity, you only really see that at low current, so I think it's actually just essentially poor connection. We also put together a quite a nice video really describing the Scandinavia Sensor Summit. So we our great marketing guys put together a video that kind of described the whole kind of summit, and as a bit of a promotional tool, and it's really quite nice. So we do hope that people not hope we get a very full house, but there are still some places available. Now, in line with all our kind of interest in supporting people, we are holding our ZP webinar on the 31st of August of 2023. So every week we do a weekly webinar answering questions that kind of came in from the community. This is Thursday 8 a.m. London time, and of course we do have our webinar again happening this Thursday. And on our website we do kind of say, look, contact us if you've got any questions. We're pretty good at getting those questions into our webinars. There's also, I mean, this is a big thing at ZP, you know, that we're very aligned with the UN sustainability goals. You know, and one of the ones that we have aligned with is clean water. And in line with that, I mean, UN water, or UN water indicator 6.3.2 is all about reducing the number of bodies of water around the globe that are actually polluted. And the kind of markers that they've adopted for this are kind of oxygen, salinity, nitrogen, phosphorus, and acidification. And of course, for all of these things, ZP already has a sensor. And when you couple that then with our SenseIt platform, we not only have a sensor, but we have the electronics. We're actually able to get that kind of data straight to the cloud without any kind of impedance to doing that. And we're actually also reaching out to the digital or the TinyML community. ZP, we did a webinar this week to the TinyML community. You know, it was quite nice. It's, you know, you have to be invited. We gave a talk. I think it went down really well. And it was nice that that community accepted. Well, basically a lot of them are now coming to our S Cubed or S3 rather conference on sensors and the whole idea of sustainability, and TinyML, tiny machine learning, has a real part to play in all of this. I think at ZP we do argue that we couldn't be making the progress that we're making unless there was such a strong data sciences community out there developing great tools for us, and they do, and we use them, and you know, we're sort of grateful for them really. In line with the support of FoodSense, we've already listed out all of the webinars, all the Q&A webinars that we're going to have for September. So this is, you know, making sure that people know that if you are a user of FoodSense, you have some questions, don't worry. Or not, we already have the support systems in place already to answer any questions that might come through. So I think I would call that a sort of a summary for this week. To be fair, there's a lot of emphasis at the moment on S3. This is a kind of flagship conference for Zimmer and Peacock. And so we do have a lot of material out about that. But then also in all of our products, Julie, FoodSense, and our standard products, there's webinars happening. We are supporting specific regions through webinars, for example, India. And at the moment, I'm also sorting out a particular webinar with our distributor in Indonesia called PT Map. So I think it's just kind of watch this space a little bit as well. Okay, look, if you have any questions on ZP, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You'll find that, you know, these things come straight to us. Everyone gets responded to, and often it results in either a meeting or some sort of inclusion in one of our webinars. So as I say, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Okay, otherwise have a great week, and thank you very much.